Good morning, everyone. My name is Malin, and welcome to this Ashtanga Vinyasa class. For those who are joining in live, I do apologize that I had to move the class an hour. So thank you so much for being patient. Today we are practicing a level 2-3 class. Well, I don't really like to put levels on the classes, but here we are. As always, we meet the practice where we are each day. I had taken a few days off and practiced for the first time after my surgery yesterday, and I actually got really, really tired afterwards. So even though that some days you feel like you have more energies, sometimes things happen in your life that you just feel that you have to, honor the space you're in, and especially today where it's very emotional. So today, I think that we should really take that opportunity as well of maybe just sitting with whatever emotions that are stirring up within ourselves and just recognize that for what it is without as little just judgment as we can possibly have. Right. So with that being said, maybe a strap and two blocks. And let's come into a comfortable seat, however that might look like for you. So just finding that good seat, maybe sitting up onto the blocks or a pillow. And then draw a breath in through the nose. Then open mouth, let it all go. And then just breathe for a moment. Nice ways is just tracing the inhale and the exhale as we start arriving to this space. You see what's showing up emotionally, physically, what's going on. Recognize it. And draw a big breath in through the nose. Open mouth, let everything just go. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, release. And seal the lips. So breathing in and out through the nose. Find that light contraction at the back of the throat, keeping your inhale and exhale the same way. Ujjayi pranayama. Engage the pelvic floor, your mula bandha. Draw the navel towards your spine, your Uddiyana bandha. And then open up your eyes. And then just start taking the right hand to the side and bring your left arm up and over, stretching it to the side. Doesn't have to be super deep. Try to open up the chest. And then inhale, come back up through center, and then do the same thing to the left. Pay attention to the difference. One more. And then inhale, come back up through center. And then roll over onto your hands and knees. So we're just going to take a couple of cat-cows. So spread your fingers wide. Inhale, drop the belly towards the floor, widening through the collarbones. Exhale, round your spine. Press the mat away from your chin to chest, belly. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. One more, breathe in. Exhale, round. Coming to a neutral spine, come onto your forearms. We're going to do a couple of cat-cows. Same thing here. So inhale, drop the belly, feeling the tailbone widening through the sky. Press into the forearms. Exhale, round. Feeling that more opening between the shoulder blades. Inhale. Pull your heart through. Exhale, round. One more, breathe in. Exhale, round. And then shift your hips to the heels. Extend your arms out long. Child's pose. You sway from side to side. And press into the hands, lifting your forearms off the mat. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Take a breath into the back body. Feel your abundance. Inhale, rise up to all fours and then shift forward. Sink your hips towards the mat and then roll your shoulder blades down the back. So you're in this cobra, up dog. Elbows can be slightly bent. Exhale, shift back, child's pose. Breath to move. Inhale, come forward. This kneeling, upward facing cobra dog. Exhale, child's pose. Two more, breathing. Come forward. Exhale, child's. One last time, inhale. Exhale, child's. Inhale, come up to all fours. Tuck the toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. And walk your feet out. See how it feels. Really pressing the heel one at a time back. Lifting your hips higher. Spread your fingers wide. Press into the fingertips, the knuckle, the palm of the hand, and roll your armpits in. Pull the low ribs in. And breathe. Lift your kneecaps. Inhale, come forward into a high plank, shoulders over wrist. Hips are neutral. Press the mat away from you. Draw the neck, belly back in. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're just opening up into the shoulder, warming them up. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels and then walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Keep your feet hip width apart and then drop the head down. So shift your weight into the balls of the feet. So you're shifting your hips forward. And then shake your head. And then nod it yes. Make sure you have the bend into the knee, grounding to the four corners. You're lifting through the heart. And then start rounding the back, belly in. Arms are super heavy. And then eventually the head comes up. Bring the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, slide them down your back. Palms facing forward. And we are in Samastitihi. Moving into Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Urdhva Hastasana. Palms together. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet into high plank. Lower down halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, press the mat away from you. Come to the tops of the feet. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Then lift the chin a little bit from the chest, gaze to the tip of the nose, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We breathe. Exhale for one. Tuning inwards, listening to the breath. Exhale for two. Exhale for three. Feel the abundance. Exhale for four. Exhale for five. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Look where you want to step your feet and either hop, float, or take your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastitihi. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Move with the breath. Exhale for one. Turning into this moving meditation. Exhale for two. Exhale for three. Pay attention to the sensation. Exhale for four. Exhale for five. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees, take your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, lift your hips, Adho Mukha. Exhale for one. Exhale for two. Exhale for three. Exhale for four. Exhale for five. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees, step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastitihi. One last time. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, lift your hips. Adho Mukha. Breathe. Exhale for one. Exhale for two. Pressing evenly into both feet and hands. Exhale for three. Exhale for four. Exhale for five.
Inhale, the heels lift, bend your knees, step your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands by your side, Samastiti. We're going to move in just to traditional Surya namaskara. So bring your big toes together, have a little gap between your heels. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Palms together, squeeze into the midline. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Left heel down, right foot forward. Hips are squared. Inhale takes you up nice and slow. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Right heel down, left foot forward. Inhale takes you up. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come down to the forearms. Down dog B. For one. Heart is moving to the toes, heels are reaching back. Exhale for two. Exhale for three. Open into the shoulders and armpits. Exhale for four. Exhale for five. Make your way back up onto your hands. You can drop your knees if you need to. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, float your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior one, left foot. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Come back to your forearms. One. Two. Three. 4. 5. Come back up onto your hands. Inhale, lift the heels, bend your knees, float your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, inhale, Utkatasana. Samastiti. One more time, bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Warrior one, left foot. Exhale, Chaturanga. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. That down to the forearms. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Come back up onto your hands. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Come to standing. Samastiti. So we're going to take this Surya Namaskara B variation, or we're going to turn it into a variation. Now we're going to hold everything. So we're going to add a few things on between. We're going to end with a handstand. But if you rather not, just step back into Vinyasa and wait out in down dog, okay? So we're going to start taking 5 breaths in Utkatasana. Bend the knees, inhale, reach your arms up. Now interlace your hands to start with, and then lift the chest. So you're opening up into the armpits, the elbows are reaching back, and neutralize your hips, squeeze into the midline. Sit down deeper and we breathe for 1. Eyeballs shifts up. 2. 3. Try to pull the low ribs in. 4. And 5. And release, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. And then stack your hip open. Then move your hip around. Do the other thing on the other side with the other direction. Square your hips out. Exhale, knee to chest. Come forward. Now hold it here. All right. Working your bandhas. Press the mat away from your chin to chest for 5. 4. Firm up that left quad. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen, 3-legged dog. Exhale. Step your foot through. Take your left knee down. Untuck the toe. Shift your hips forward, roll your left hip down, knees over the ankle, the toe points forward. Just setting yourself up here, and then start lifting the chest. Lift through the heart. Again, you feel the low ribs. They keep on pulling back in. Bring your arms up by the ears, and now bend your elbows. So you're taking your hands on, right? Remember which hand that's on top, and then start lifting the chin. Start leaning back. We breathe. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Release. Frame your foot. Shift back. Half split. And breathe. Another 5 breaths. Belly in. Dig the heel in. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, come back forward, spin your back heel down, right? So you're setting yourself up, bringing yourself up into warrior 1. So hips are still squared, come deep down in. Palms together, gaze up to the thumbs, and breathe. Squeeze into the midline. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands down. So here it comes. Either just step back and take your vinyasa. You can do your handstand top, or you hold your handstand for 5 breaths. And then your vinyasa out of it. Meeting in downward facing dog. Nice. Take a breath in. Breath out. Good. Settle into your down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. And again, bend your knees, stack your hip open, and then roll one way, and then move your hip the opposite direction. Extend your foot to the back of the mat, hips are squared. Exhale, knee to chest, come forward again. Remember, 5 breaths here, so lift your hips, dome your upper back, chin to chest, squeeze your left heel to the butt, firm up your right quad for 5, 4. You should feel this in your rib cage. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through. Right knee comes down, the knees over the ankle. We stay here. We shift forward again. Taking it nice and slow, opening up hip flexor. And when you're ready, you start climbing up onto the knee. Pay attention to the low ribs, the low back. The back bend comes from the heart. And then bring your arms up. And again, now you bend your elbows, the other arm on top. So most likely it feels a little bit awkward. Draw left hip back, lift the chin, we breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, shift back, half split. Fold over the front leg, Ardha Hanuman. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come forward, tuck the toe, lift the knee, and then spin your back heel down, rise up, warrior 1. Right, so just find the foundation again. Hips are neutral as much as they can. Arm comes up, palms together for 5. Grounding into all 4 corners of both feet. 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands down. Again, you either step back, handstands up, or you hold your hands down 5 breaths. So you just rest in down dog. We're meeting in downward facing dog. Take a breath in, breath out. Good. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Keep your feet hip width apart, place fingers around your big toes. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Belly in. Exhale, fold. Shift your weight again over your heels. Weight into the balls of the feet. Use your arms to pull yourself down. Maybe chin to chest, look towards your navel. Padagustasana for 5. Kneecaps lifts. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Hands underneath your feet. So the fingertips are tickling your arches. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Legs are strong, belly in again, and fold. Use your bandhas, chin to chest. Move your hands forward, even though you're pressing the balls of the feet into the hands, they moving nowhere. Good. 3 more. One more. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and then let it go. And then walk your hands back out to down dog. Take your knees down to the mat. Keep your hips over your knees, and then walk your hands forward. Puppy pose. Spread your fingers wide, roll your armpits in so the eye of the elbow points up, and now you're sinking the chest down. Maybe the forehead come down, maybe the chin. Pay attention to the bandhas, the Uddiyana Bandha. Feel your low ribs again. You're feeling the energy moving up towards the crown of the head. 2 more. Last one. Now walk your hands back. Tuck the toes, lift your hips. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. And then inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest. Step your foot through between your hands. Stay to the ball of your back foot. The knees over the ankle. The breath takes you up. So you're coming into Ashtanga. Arms reaching up. Lift the chin. We stay for 5. 4. Pay attention to your feet. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee. If you like, you can take your knee down. I like to use my arm actually to see if I can get my belly past my thigh. Trying to get the knee as high into my armpits. You can either stay with your hands at heart or you drop that left hand outside your right foot. Right? You feel the sacrum, you start twisting. Maybe you stay here or reaching your right hand to the front of the room, looking towards your fingertips. You breathe for 5. Pull your shoulder back. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale, look down. You can take your hand back onto the sacrum. You can take your hands to heart. Spin your left heel down. Heel to arch alignment. Inhale, rise up, warrior 2. The knees over the ankles, you sit down deep. Moving the right knee to the right. Left hip drops, pull your heels together, arms out wide. Warrior 2. For 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Straightening out your front knee, reach forward, exhale, hinge at your hip. Take your hand down to where you find support. It can be the shin, your foot, maybe the floor. And then lengthening yourself forward. Use the leverage of your right hand. Spin the chest open. And then you find the foundation. Left arm comes up, maybe shift the gaze. Pay the attention to the feet again. Belly in. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Look down, bend into your right knee. Your hand can be on the inside, maybe to your ankle, right? And then you try to keep on pulling the heels together. So you're finding this lift into the right thigh. You open up the chest and then reach your left arm up and over, gaze towards the fingertips, the pink gaze towards the floor. Pull the shoulder back for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale, look down, take your hands to the inside, bit up onto the left toe, knee comes down, and then lizard pose, heel toeing your right foot to the right side. The knee comes out, the toe turns out. So you can even roll onto the back edge of your foot. Just make sure that your foot is not sickled in, maybe down to the forearm. Keep moving the heart forward and breathe for 5. 4. Check in with your headspace again. 3. Relax the shoulder, your neck. 2. And 1. Bend your left knee. You can use the strap here. You can come up onto the hand and reach for the top of the foot. Just bringing the foot in, getting the stretch to the quad, deep into the hip flexor. You can spin the chest open. 4. 3, two, and 1. Let it go. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your left toe, lift the knee. So either you step back and take a vinyasa out of here, or you lift your knee. You heel to your right toe straight forward. Take your right hand outside your right foot. So you're getting your thigh up onto the tricep. You bend your elbows, chaturanga arms. Maybe extend your foot forward. You bend your elbows. Here you are. Ekapada Kundinyasana. Jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. And then inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through. Stay to the ball of your right foot, knees over the ankle. The breath takes you up. Bringing the arms by the ears. Ashtashadrasana, lift the chin for 5, 4, spread the toes, 3, 2, and 1. Hands to your heart. Hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Again, you can keep your hands at heart, or you try to get your knee as high to the tricep. Drop the hand. So you're using the knee, moving it to the left, so that helps you to twist. You can take the hand to the sacrum. Right thigh is engaged. Maybe you're reaching your hands up and over. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Look down. Take the hand to the sacrum. Spin your back heel down. Rise back up. Here we are, warrior 2. Heel to arch alignment. Noticing if your right hip wants to drop, bring it underneath you. Moving the knee over the ankle, knee a little bit to the left. Pull your heels together, arms out wide. Feel how you're grounding through earth, lifting out through the legs, flying up the lock, the bandhas. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, straightening your front knee, reach forward, take the hand down, Uttita Trikonasana. Right, so take it down to where you find your support. Use the leverage of your left hand to really swing the chest open as you're lengthening, pulling yourself forward, and then right hand comes up. Feet are still grounded. Two more. Last one. Look down, inhale, rise all the way up, and then come back into warrior 2. Extended side angle. Or if you transition straight from Uttita Trikonasana, that's okay too. Keep reaching, pull your heel, shoulder back. Use your shoulder to open up your knee to the left for 5. Press into the back edge of your back foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, up onto the toe, take your knee down, lifted pose. Toe turns out, opening up into the inner thigh, your hip. Breathe for 5. Just noticing the difference between the sides. Two more. And then bend your knee, take your hand, reach for the top of the foot, getting into the quad, opening up the chest, the shoulder, And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your toe and then heel toe your left foot back to center. So from here again, you can step it back, vinyasa out, or take your arm underneath. Right, you bend your elbows. Imagine you have like this little beach ball between your elbows. You bring them in. Shoulders are strong. You may stay here. Might float your toe up, lean forward, and jump back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take your knees down to the mat for a moment. Shift into child's pose and breathe. Check in where you're at. And check in with your head space, your breath. Check where you need, where you can move out. And then eventually, when you feel ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. And then lift your heels, walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Shake your head, yes. Shake it out, no. Bend your knees slowly, gently start rolling up. Shoulders to the ears. Exhale, slide them down your back. And start balancing on your right foot. Hips are neutral. And then bring your left knee to the chest and just interlace your hands and then hug your knee in. You're opening up into the hip a little bit. And then from here, you're going to cross your left shin over your right thigh. Take your hands to your heart and sit down into figure 4. Keep lifting the chest. Sit down deep. Nice. So you may stay here. You can take your blocks if you prefer. Or take your hands to the floor. So we're just going to open up the hip. We're not going to go into flying pigeon just yet. And then lower your hips towards your heel if you can, or wherever you feel comfortable. But if you can, you're going to take your shin to the tricep. You're going to flex your left foot around your right tricep. And you're just going to stay here. And you're going to breathe for 5. Feel the release into the hip. 4. 3. 2. And 1. If you can, keep your hand planted and then lift your hips up and release your left foot back and step it back about 3 feet, heel to heel alignment. Hips are squared. So again, you can use your blocks here and then straightening out your front knee. Belly in, and then exhale, you start folding over the front leg. Pay attention. Good. One more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Left hand, you can come inside, outside, maybe onto the foot or the shin. And then inhale, lift and lengthen. Pull yourself forward. And then exhale, you start twisting. Vritta Trikonasana. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Take your hands down, frame your foot, step your left foot next to your right and fold. Just be a rag doll. Sway from side to side. Then release your hands down and start rolling up along your spine. You come up all the way to the top. And then shift your weight into your left foot. Bring your right knee into the knee. So you can just interlace here for a moment, bringing the knee as high up as you can. Belly in. Grounding into your left foot. And then from here, you're going to cross it over, taking right shin over your left thigh, hands to heart, and then take a seat. See how it feels, moving the right knee to the right. Opening up into the right hip. Maybe the hand comes to the blocks. Maybe you stay in figure 4. Maybe you can start lowering the heel towards the booty. So that when you start lowering down, the shin comes towards the tricep. You keep flexing your foot around the left tricep. You just stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, gently lift your hips, release your right foot and step it back, heel to heel alignment. Hips are squared, move your hands back in space, straightening out your left knee. Exhale, fold, Parsvottanasana for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and lengthen. Take your right hand inside or outside your left foot. Wherever you feel comfortable, you can use the block. Left hand to the hip. Inhale, lengthening. See how I'm pressing into my hand? I already start twisting my torso. Belly in. I float my top hand up and breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hand down, frame your foot, and then step back into that ragdoll again. And breathe. Shake your head. And slowly start rolling up along your spine. Bring the shoulders to the ears, exhale, slide them down your back. We're going to take a vinyasa from here. If you have it in your practice, when you come into the forward fold, if you like, you can tuck up into a handstand and chaturanga from there. Right? Inhale, reach your arms up and over. Exhale, bow, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Either you just jump back and take your chaturanga, or you come into this little tuck, coming into handstand. And chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, knee to the chest. Step it through, coming into Ashtanga. Keep lifting your heart. Relax your shoulders. Now reach forward and then launch yourself forward for warrior 3. Find your balance and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, rise all the way up. Take your left knee into the chest, so either right hand to the knee or the other part of your left foot. And then start twisting open like you did in Parvata Trikonasana almost. Shift your gaze and breathe. 5, 4, 3, relax the shoulder, 2, and 1. Inhale, look forward and then bend your knee. Come back into the figure 4 again. All right, so you can stay here or you plant your hands down. So here it comes the Kapara Ugalavasana. Plant your hands, flying pigeon. Take the shin to the tricep. Flex your foot. So you're really locking your foot in here. You lean forward and then lift your hips. Float that top foot up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then maybe step it back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Or if you were in figure 4, you just stepped it back into high plank. Make sure you're breathing. Take that internal gaze. Check in. Are you where you're supposed to be? Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest, step it through. And then inhale, rise up. All the way up. Feel this reaching back. And breathe, low ribs in. Now inhale, reach forward, warrior 3, 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come all the way up, take your right knee into the chest. So either left hand to the knee, or you take on to the other part of the foot and you twist open. Take your time. Come back through center, come into your figure 4, hands to your heart, and then lower down. So you either stay here in figure 4 or plant your hands down. All right, lean into the shins. Flex your foot. Good. Here we go. Maybe flying pigeon, Galavasana. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And take your knees down to the mat. Nice. Right, and you can use a block here. Take your feet about hip width apart and take your calf muscles and move them out of the way. And then come to a seat between your heels. So Virasana. You internally rotate your thighs. Remember, if it bothers your knee, please come up onto the blocks. Take the hands behind you. Inhale, lift, and do a tuck. Lower your hips down. See where you're at. And then lower down maybe to the forearms. You lift and you tuck. And you keep going to where you have that sweet spot. Sometimes I like to hold on to my heel, hold the heels towards me as I'm keeping my hips as neutral as possible so I get this really nice opening. Sometimes I prefer to keep my hands over my arms over my head. When noticing what's going on with your ribs, pulling in. Press the 10 toes into the mat as you're spreading them wide. And then slowly, gently start making your way out. And then come back into all fours. And then extend your right foot to the back of the mat. And then just shift back and forth. Getting movement to the ankle, your hip, your knee. And then do the same thing on the other side. Take your knee down, tuck the toe, lift your hips for downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Keep your feet hip width apart. Bring your arms to the long side of the body. Spread your fingers wide and lift your kneecaps. You can keep your feet hip width apart or as wide as the hip. Inhale, lift your hands and your feet and your chest off the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Almost like you're flying through space for 5, Shalabhasana. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward into high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. I'm going to take that same variation one more time. Arms at the long side of the body. Inhale, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands underneath the shoulder, Shalabhasana V. Pull yourself forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Plant your feet, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, come forward into high plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Take your right hand straight out of the shoulder, right? So you look like this, but I will do my other side. Your left hand is out underneath the shoulder. Bend your left knee and then roll towards the right. Try to relax your head down, opening it to the shoulder. 5. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center and then extend your left leg arm out. Straight out from the shoulder. Roll to the left. Use your right leg not to go too deep. Two more. Last one. Come back through center. Now this time you're extending your right leg out again, but you're going to make a like a 90-degree angle from your elbow like this. I don't know if you can see. All right. So the same thing. So the elbow comes out from the shoulder. All right. Be careful. This is more intense. Roll to the right. Getting deeper into the back and the chest. And breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to center, and then here we go. Other side. Roll to the left. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back through center. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, lift up, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest. Take your shin, thigh, sit bones comes down. You're just going to take this Ekapara Rasha Kapotasana prep. So sit up tall. Make sure your foot comes straight out of the hip. Roll a little bit to the left. Find your lift. Then exhale, you start folding forward. And you breathe. This is just your first time we're coming in. Ekapara Rasha Kapotasana. I'm going to do the full thing. Try to relax and soften. And start coming up onto the forearms, onto the hands, roll onto the right hip, and swing your left leg out in front of you. So make sure your left leg is at the bottom, so it comes parallel to the front of the mat. Your right foot comes on top. So Agnishtambasana. So you may look like something like this. You can prop blocks underneath both knees, but try to roll to the front side of the sit bones. Stacking your ankle on top of the knee. You have this external rotation. You sit up tall. You may stay here. Maybe you start folding forward, getting a deeper opening into the right hip. Take another 5, wherever you are. And then inhale, come all the way up, roll over onto your hands and knees, making your way back into downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the chest, take your shins high, sit bones comes down. So Ekapara Rasha Kapotasana, prep again. All right, check in where you're at. Right foot comes straight out of the hip. Roll a little bit towards the left, and if you feel comfortable, you start coming forward. And you listen to the breath. Relax your neck and shoulder. And then slowly start coming up onto your forearms, onto your hands. We're gonna come back to the pose, and then swing your right leg out in front of you. Shin is parallel, left foot on top this time. So Agnishtambasana. You're sitting up tall. Maybe you stay, maybe you just sit up tall, maybe you use your blocks, maybe you fold. Take 5. And inhale, come all the way up and lie down onto your back. Keep your feet hip width apart, arms side alongside of the body. Inhale, lift your hips up, shimmy your shoulder underneath you, interlace your hands. Satyabandha Sarvangasana. Then exhale, come all the way down, Urdhva hands in line with your ears, fingertips up pointing towards the shoulders. And then inhale, press up. 5 breaths. And then exhale, lower down. If you can, move your hands closer, so keep your feet the way they are, and move your hands in about an inch, if you can. And then here we go again, inhale, press back up, 5 breaths. then come down. One more time, move your hands back. All right. And here we go, last time, Urdhva Dhanurasana. And then lower down. Take a moment, bringing the knees to the chest. And then make circles. And then rock yourself up into a seat. So you just come over to all fours. So here we go, Ekapada Rasha Kapotasana, one more time. So set your right foot through. You might want to use your strap here, and then take your shin, thigh, and sit bones down. So just have the strap available. Maybe you want to fold forward one more time. Maybe you can move now, this time, your shin further away from you. As we have starting to open up the hip. Breathe. One more breath. And then inhale, come all the way up. So, or you stay where you're at. I like to bring my foot in a little bit, especially on those days where I feel a little bit tight. And then bend your left knee. You can use your hand. You can even prop yourself up onto a block here if you like, and just reach for the top of the foot and see how it feels to bring the foot in. You can bring your foot into your elbow crease. You can lift your hand. You can connect your fingertips behind your head. Or here we go, Ekapada Rasha Kapotasana. So you take your foot outside. So maybe you want to use your strap and then you rotate your shoulder. I'm just gonna buy some chalk, like what the gymnasts are using, because I get so slippery. I don't get the grip. And then when you're done, you let it go. Plant your hands, tuck your left toe, lift the knee, and then inhale, right leg up and back. Start your hip open. And then take your foot down. Knees comes down, and then just left foot between your hands. And then heel toe your foot over towards the right. Take your shin down, thigh and sit bone. And again, you can move the shin further up if you prefer. And you can fold, coming back into Ekapada Rasha Kapotasana. See how it feels. Pay attention. We either stay here or you come up onto your forearms, onto your hands. And again, you can bend your knee, just reaching for the top of the foot, bring it in. Maybe take it to the elbow. Maybe you float your hand. Again, you can use your block here. Use the strap. Taking the hand to the outside of your foot, and then you rotate your shoulder. Be mindful. And then you let it go. Plant your hands, tuck the toe, and then lift your left leg up and back. And then come through to a seat. Extend your feet out in front of you. And then from here, just fold forward for Paschimottanasana. You round your back a little bit. Inhale, come all the way up. And then lie all the way down to the back. Hug your knees into the chest. Extend your right leg out long. Keep your left knee to the chest, right hand to the knee, left arm out. Exhale over towards the left, right. And then inhale, come back through center. Hug your knees into the chest. Extend your left leg, left hand to the right knee. Exhale to the left. And you make them back to center, hug your knees in. Maybe have a baby pose. Bringing the knees outside the rib cage, keep the sacrum down, sway from side to side. Listen to your breath. And hug your knees into the chest. Lift your head and shoulders, squeeze in. And extend your feet out long. Now check in and see if there's anything you're holding on in your heart, your mind. Just see with the breath, as you deepen, bring it in. Whatever you keep on holding on to, just sigh it all out. And just be completely still. Slowly start deepening your breath. Opening your fingers and toes. Stretch out long. And then take your knees to the chest and come up into the seat. Sit up tall. Close your eyes and listen back into your breath. And even though we have those days where it's hard to bring that completely awareness inwards, your mind is scattered, especially at times like now. Keep showing up onto the mat, doing the work.
Take your hands to your heart. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.